Good morning, everyone. May the 4th be with you. That's right. Today is May 4th, 2025, Star Wars Day. And we're really not doing anything Star Wars related during the course of our actual content today. So rather than that, I decided let's have some Star Wars festivities here on the Level 1 podcast, including a live lightsaber battle behind me and some Star Wars text. But on today's show, we have one big thing on our plates, one big thing that we need to get done on the agenda. We need to determine what games you will be voting for this week's Viewers' Choice Marathon event. We had such a great, well-supported day yesterday that we are on track to do this event within the next few days, and that means we got to figure out what are we playing. So, on today's show, we'll be going through all of your nominations, looking for the most nominated games, and creating a poll and or series of polls, which you'll be voting on in the next day or two to figure out and solidify the lineup for that marathon. So, it's going to be a great show. Sit back and relax. It's time for a Force-powered episode of the Level 1 podcast.
Get ready for some meaningful content, because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Woo!
Dun 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 dun. What's up, everyone? That was stupid. Welcome to the show. Today is Sunday, the 4th of May, 2025. I'm Darkside Phil. Interestingly enough, my name has nothing to do with Star Wars. That's right. Even though a lot of people over the years thought it did. And this is the Level 1 podcast. It's a good show today because today we are going to determine what we are going to be doing during this week's very exciting Viewers' Choice Marathon. Can't wait to see what games you guys have most nominated so that we can create polls and you guys can start voting. If you're wondering what's going on behind me, it's supposed to be a simulated lightsaber battle. I don't know how well this would pick up on camera. It probably won't because this is a silver keyboard. But basically what's happening here, yeah, see, I knew it. It doesn't show up on camera very well. It's basically a red lightsaber and a blue lightsaber fighting. And you can see it perfectly on the keyboard, just not on camera. Like, it doesn't pick up well on camera. You can kind of see there's a blue lightsaber here and a red lightsaber here, and they're swinging back and forth, attacking each other. So that's what's going on behind me on the wall, which looks pretty neat, in my opinion. I hope that you like it. There could also, I could simulate a flash, but I think that if I simulate the flash, it becomes too stroby. Here, let me show you what I mean. Okay, ready? This is with the simulated flash. See that? Is that too much? Because now it's kind of like almost like a strobe light that might bother some people. That's supposed to be the lightsabers are hitting and flashing each other when they clash. You guys let me know in the chat what you think, okay? Let me know what you think, if you like it with or without the flash, and we'll change it, okay? Anyway, so for May the 4th, I decided let's do a Star Wars-themed actual font below us, which it is, as you can see. You've got, it's funny because they don't have dollar signs in this font. They have this weird, like, I don't even know if that's like a Republic symbol or something. Is it too much? Yeah, people are saying it's too much. Is it bothering you guys? You guys let me know. Anyway. All right, so, it is too much? All right. People are saying it's bothering them. All right. That's what I figured. Like, it looks good for like 10 seconds, and then it starts to be like too much. So, all right, no flash. Back to just the blue and the red lightsaber duel behind me. Now, really, we don't have anything Star Wars related to do this year. If you remember last year, at this time, I distinctly remember what we were doing. One of the games that we had in the rotation last year at this point was the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection, where it was Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 from way back in the day, ported to modern consoles. And we were actually playing it, I believe it was on the Xbox Series X, and it was a mess. Like, it was fun, but it just didn't play well. It had a lot of graphical issues. It had a lot of issues where you clip through things and things wouldn't load properly. And it just, it was definitely an unfinished game, you could tell. We still had fun with it. Like, it was so buggy that we had multiple streams and nights of it where we would play and it would be like over the top crazy zaniness. And it was fun because of that, but it could never really be taken seriously. And then after playing it, several streams, we kind of just got tired of it and phased it out of the rotation. But I remember on May the 4th last year, we distinctly played some of that, which was kind of fun. This year, there's just not much Star Wars related going on. In fact, the biggest Star Wars stuff going on right now is that they re-released Revenge of the Sith in theaters, which did really good for one weekend. And that was it. Okay? So, not really much going on. I know exactly. It's pretty boring being a Star Wars fan if you are. Half the stuff that comes out now is some Disney Plus TV show that you don't even hear about or know about. Like, what is it? The basement dweller crew or something? The eighth line ragtag misfits group of Star Wars has their own show? Like, what? I remember when just The Mandalorian was out, right? And that's when Star Wars kind of hit a big stride where, wow, you can have things that aren't just Star Wars movies that actually are interesting and do well. And then they just went crazy with the insane amount of like spin-offs and crap. I don't even know what half of them are. I really don't. Like, I hear about it on social media. I was like, what? Ahsoka, Jedi trainee, what are these? What are they? What's the other one? It's some fucking just the generic name of a planet or something. What are they? Do they even have an audience? Is anyone actually watching this Star Wars content? Because if you remember, Star Wars used to be everything that Star Wars came out was insanely popular. Whether it was a movie or, a tie-in, the action figures at one point were extremely popular. Then now all of a sudden, Skeleton Crew and Endor. What? Sure. I guess basically if you have like Disney Plus, you have like endless Star Wars content that no one actually watches or talks about except for like 1 week on social media, and then it just dies, right? Like, anyway, it's a shame. It really is, because here's the thing. I think here's what Disney doesn't get, okay? When you keep something rare, when you keep something reserved, restrained, and when you only bring it up every once in a while, it feels special, okay? So if when Star Wars had a movie and it was a movie every 3 to 5 years and that was it, and then you wouldn't hear about Star Wars for a while, then all of a sudden you would hear, there's a new project coming out or a new movie, you'd be like, whoa, this is special, right? And that's why when The Mandalorian came out, it was like the first major Star Wars thing in a very long time. And then it just so happened to be entertaining and people liked it. That's what I mean. But then when you start saying, let's release another 12 Star Wars shows in the next 5 years, does anyone care about Star Wars anymore? Like, I used to like Star Wars, but I haven't seen anything Star Wars related in a very long time, and I don't really care. You know what I mean? I think that's what the problem with Disney is they oversaturate the market with things that are going to pump out money rather than caring about the quality or honestly, even the importance, Every time a Star Wars piece of media came out, it felt important. Now it's like, do you need to watch this show? Does it even matter? Endor? Skeleton Crew? Who fucking cares about this? Right? Like, so, kind of stupid. They lost their way, with the way that they're doing this crap, in my opinion anyway, For the record, Revenge of the Sith, I actually really liked that movie. It had some really cheeseball moments, but at the same time, it's really dark. It's on pace or on par with a movie like Empire Strikes Back, I feel, and it has some really dark turns and stuff. So, yeah, pretty good movie. And if you didn't see it, I think it still might be playing in theaters. I think it had like a second release that's like a month long or something. Anyway, so enough about Star Wars, because that's about it. We have nothing else to talk about Star Wars today, okay? All right. So today what we're going to do is we're going to recap what's been going on yesterday. We're going to talk about all of those games that we played yesterday and how well they did and stuff like that. Okay. But today, the primary focus that we have to do today is, and by the way, thank you, Zangief, for these gifted subs over on Kick. Let me see. There we go. I want to make so you can read the text. There we go. I'll shout those out in a moment. Primarily today, what I'd like to do is determine what are the games that you guys are now going to vote on for the upcoming Viewers' Choice event. For those who don't know, we're doing a marathon this week. It's the Viewers' Choice Marathon, where we're going to be playing probably 4 games, which you guys have nominated and very shortly will now be voting on during this marathon. The reason that Viewers' Choice is a really awesome and special marathon is because unlike other marathons that are kind of one-off specials where you just play something and you move on, with the Viewer's Choice, the idea is that hopefully with some of the games that we play, we'll find something that might actually be entertaining or fun enough that becomes a future playthrough. For example, last Viewer's Choice Marathon, we ended up playing Onimusha Warlords, which I loved. I ended up fully playing that game as a playthrough, and now I'm going to be playing the Onimusha 2 HD remake later this month, and next year there's a new Onimusha game coming out that I'm going to try. Okay, so I'm excited for that, to see what games you guys have nominated. Now, here's the thing. I'm well aware that a lot of people nominate jokes or whatever. We have to kind of weave through it a little bit and see exactly what you guys have nominated, and figure out what's viable for the marathon. Keep in mind, there were rules, and the rules were that the games have to be readily available either on PC or on a modern console, and they basically have to be a game that would make sense to play for about an hour, right? If you nominated a game that has a 4-hour long intro before you even get to the main game, then why did you nominate it for Viewer's Choice? It wouldn't make sense, right? Okay, so we'll see. We'll see what you nominate. We're going to work on this today on the show. It's the major focus of the show today is to go through that list and see what are the most nominated games and figure out what will be in the poll that you guys will now vote on. So, FYI, yesterday things went really well for my return after being away for a couple of days. We had a very well-supported series of streams between the podcast yesterday, and then we had Oblivion Remastered on the first stream, which we had tons of great progress of story. And then last night we did a late night stream of Call of Duty Black Ops 6, my first time playing it in like over 2 weeks. It all went really well. All right. Like people really enjoyed the content. They engaged. They supported the content. We hit not 1, not 2, but 3 goals yesterday of support, meaning we're now at 45 out of 50 goals hit, 5 more goals needed. And once we hit 5 more goals, we're doing this marathon. Okay. We could do it as early as tomorrow, but I don't foresee hitting 5 goals today. I mean, that'd be insane if we did. But if we hit 5 goals today, yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. If we hit 5 goals between today and tomorrow, then we'll do it Tuesday. If we hit 5 goals between today, tomorrow, and Tuesday, then we'll do it Wednesday. You see? So I did have like a dummy schedule in place, but the schedule isn't necessarily representative of what will really happen this week because it will always be changed depending on when the marathon takes place. But basically, we've got today Claire Obscure Expedition 33 continuing on the first stream, which I'm very excited for. The game has gotten better and better the more I've played it. The combat's more challenging. We have a brand new party member, which we recruited, which has gone really well. I'm excited to play with that party member more. What's her name? CL or something like that. And, we're in an interesting part of the story. So we'll see how it goes today and go from there. Later tonight, it's the return of Minecraft Java Edition. That's right. Last time around, I switched from Bedrock to Java, kind of hit the reset button, and we started over, and people seem to really like the reset that we're doing. So we're going to continue on with more of that tonight. I'm going to see if I have time between the streams to set up some mods for tonight's stream. I would like to set up some graphical, maybe shader mods, but I don't know how complicated it is. I have a guide, like people set up a guide for me to figure this out, but I don't know how long and time consuming it is. I don't want to fuck up the game. I also don't want to reset my game save. So we got to test this out. I'll see if I have time to do it tonight. If not, I will try to make time this week. All right. At some point to hopefully be able to set this up so that we can have some mods for Minecraft, but I don't know how hard it is. Okay. Like, let me put it this way. Here I am thinking, oh, this will be simple. And then someone's like, here's a step-by-step guide of how to do it. And it was like insanely amount of paragraphs, like tons of stuff. I was like, wait, what? I can't just like download a mod and install it as a file or something and replace it. It'll work. Like, no, you got to install this mod installer. Then you got to go to this site and download this one. And then you activate it in the installer. Then you have to unzip the file and then you have to replace this with this. Once you replace this with this, then you got to boot the game and tweak this. And then you could go back and you could enable it this. Wait, what? The fuck? I just want to play Minecraft and have it look a little better. I don't know why it's so complicated. Okay? Anyway, so tonight, Minecraft. Tomorrow, as a daytime stream, we're doing blueprints. People really liked blueprints when it was a day stream. Then, for the last week or two, I made it a night stream, and it hasn't done as well. We've had a dramatic dip in viewership, engagement, and support, and I think that's because it changed. Since this week, we have some more time. It's a long 7-day streaming week. I decided that we will do it as a day stream again and see how it does. Okay, so that's tomorrow and tomorrow night, indie game night. And I don't know what I want to do. Like, we have some options, okay? We could go play some more Balatro, which I haven't now done in months, and I really like Balatro. Or we could play some Schedule 1, which I only played during my birthday marathon for like 45 minutes. We could actually do a serious stream of it, trying to play it and see if I can learn it and enjoy it. Or we could do a new game, a new indie game. I don't know what I want to do. I'm thinking what we should do is just kind of jump on that stream together tomorrow night and just talk and hang out and figure it out together, okay? Now, here's the thing. When we hit 5 more support goals, we're going to do the marathon. It could be probably Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. So basically, all I did is I copy-pasted the schedule from the first half of the week into the second half of the week here. So at one point, we're going to play more Oblivion Remastered. At one point, we'll have more Black Ops 6. At one point, more Clair Obscur. At one point, more Minecraft. At one point, more Blueprints. At one point, another indie night. But I don't want to tell you exactly when because the marathon will be in there at some point, okay? So what we should do is figure out what will the games be for the marathon. Let's get people to start voting on the games for the marathon, all right? And then we can figure all this out, all right, and go from there. So in the meantime, please, if you would like this marathon to happen as soon as possible, which I do, I would love to do it. For the record, I got some tequila. I got some shots. All right. I still got the moonshine and I bought White Claws to sip on all day long for this marathon. So I'll be nicely buzzed all day long for this upcoming Viewer's Choice event. There's also going to be some food. So it's going to be a fun, chill, interactive event. All right. And I hope that you guys will join me for it. I wish I could tell you exactly when it is. We don't know yet. We'll know shortly. Once we figure out, how long it will take to hit these goals, right? Which, we're working on right now. So, okay. So before we get to that, let's do some shout outs because we actually have some early support that I'd like to shout out and get momentum going for today's goals. All right. So first off, Zangief gifted 5 subs over on Kick to get us started with Kick support today. Thank you, Zangief. Let's get that on the leaderboard. That's worth $25 of support. And that's a great head start to the goal today. So thank you very much, Zangi. It's not dollars. It's, I guess, Federation credits or whatever. I don't know what that symbol is. The Republic? I think Republic credits or something. Okay. Our first tip of the day has arrived. I got a $2 tip. This person says, as you said about Star Wars, do it once in a while or it no longer becomes special. Is this something you believe you could learn something from? It is. That's what I've said is I feel, honestly, the reason that the initiatives that I have tried over the last 6 to 8 months, the reason that none of them have really stuck is very simple because I make them regular things and then they're not special anymore. So, for example, I want to do a politics show, DS Politics, right? So I start doing it once a week. And the first week or two, it actually gets attention. It gets support. People are really liking it. By week 5 or 6, people are bored. So instead of doing it every week, maybe do it once a month, maybe do it every couple of weeks, do it whenever I feel like, right? But it didn't work as a weekly show. Smart Guys, bringing back wrestling commentary for the first time in over a decade. I started right as Raw hit Netflix, carried through the Royal Rumble all the way up to WrestleMania. First 2 weeks, popular, views, support. Then it kind of starts to die out. Then I kind of reboot it with random guest hosts. Okay, at first there's attention. By the time WrestleMania hits, people are bored. So as I said, it's kind of the deal is when you do something regularly, it doesn't really feel special anymore. Same thing with Lego nights. You know, we had a couple nights or 3 nights in February where we built the succulent plant Lego. Then I built a Minecraft Lego set during my birthday marathon a month ago, which I had in my background for the month of April. And now I built this guy, the Piranha Plant Lego. But after having done it all these times, it's like, okay, he's done it so much, it's not a big deal anymore. Maybe wait a bit, and then maybe later on, this year we bring it back. Maybe when there's a reason to bring it back, like a specific time that makes sense to bring it back, right? So there you go. As I said, one of the ideas that we've been coming up with is the idea of a variety show. Not the Level 1 podcast, but an actual show that I maybe do like once a week, twice a week, or maybe twice a month. You know, we got to figure out the frequency to do it. But it's 100% a variety show, and it's the whole stream. It's not just an hour, hour and a half. It's actually my major stream of the day is a variety show, right? So what would it be? Well, maybe one week I talk about my thoughts on what's going on in pro wrestling, and I recap some results or what's going on with a pay-per-view event and say, hey, here's what I think. And then maybe one week we build a Lego set together. And then maybe one week I just have some random guests call in and we actually have like a back and forth open forum discussion about a topic. Maybe we cover news and stuff that's going on in gaming and things like that, right? I feel like that could definitely work. But the question is, what should the show be called? How often should I do it? How often do I change the format? We got to figure all of that out, right? But I think that that's actually an interesting idea of something that I could do. In fact, I already have some interesting other things like first time things that I could do on that show that I don't really want to talk about or spoil yet because I feel like if I tell you about them ahead of time, then the ideas are kind of already out there and I'd rather just let it sit and simmer a bit. But I think that it would be a pretty cool show. Okay? So, awesome, right? Thank you. And that's good advice. The person who tipped $2, I really do believe that is kind of what killed a lot of the ideas of things that I started is I started doing them too regularly, too frequently. And when you do it like that, it loses interest, doesn't feel special anymore. So maybe now do it less frequently or do a variety show where we'll do these things, but only every once in a while we go back to them, right? I think that could definitely work. Okay. All right. So continuing on. Thank you for that. And then Jalen the Chimp gifted a sub over on Kick. Thank you to Jalen. All right. Cool. All right. So good early support. We're up to $32 and climbing. Thank you guys. So let's get some support going. First of all, we haven't had any super chats yet today. How about a super chat over on YouTube to get that going? We also didn't have any memberships yet. So maybe a membership or two on YouTube would be greatly appreciated. Okay. If you could, let's get that variety of support going and let's get that momentum. Yesterday, we nearly hit the goal by the end of the podcast. And that was tremendous because then we hit the goal and another one because people were tuning in for the gameplay and they supported it and it worked really well. So let's get that rolling again. All right. Maybe let's get some stuff happening on both sides of the streaming spectrum here between YouTube and Kick. And hopefully we'll have a good amount of support to balance it out and hit that goal or more. All right. And like I said, the sooner the better for the marathon. We could do the marathon as early as tomorrow. All right. Or maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. It all depends. Okay. Cool. Sketch shows? What do you mean by that? Tony says, what about sketch shows? I don't know what that means. Like sketch comedy? I don't really do sketch comedy. And as for people spamming over on Kick, I will be very matter of fact and very transparent. All right. On Kick, we know all the drama and stuff that's happened over the months. Okay. We know this. And I'm appreciative of everyone who watches me on Kick every day. But there is definitely a toxic troll element on Kick. People who think that they can say or do whatever they want despite the rules, despite the fact that I've already reprimanded them for their behaviors, and they're not going to get away with it. They're acting like it's a good old boys club. Oh, well, I've been here since the beginning, so that means I could just sit here and say toxic things about everyone, right? So this morning, two particular people literally made bad jokes saying things such as, oh, all of Phil's supporters are just on government money and they're waiting for their government checks to come in so that they could support him. And, that's completely unacceptable. It's not even a meme. It's outright insulting. Okay. These two particular people have never contributed whatsoever to my streams. They're in the streams every day saying toxic shit like that, but have never actually contributed at all. So not only is it a violation of the rules, but it's hypocritical as well. They're not coming back. I don't care. And if you are of the mentality that you think that you can say and do whatever you want, insult regulars, insult supporters, and get away with it, you're wrong. Sorry, the party's over. If you act like an asshole, you'll be treated like the asshole you are, and you will appropriately be moderated. If you have issue with that, fuck you. I don't care. Get out of my chat. Thank you. Okay. Alrighty then. Alrighty. So that's that. Enough of the drama. I just wanted to get that out of the way because people were spamming the kick chat. And, it is what it is. If they continue to spam and they find themselves banned, no one's going to care. There won't be a sympathetic ear for them to cry on. They don't do anything but sit there and do memes and do toxic stuff every day. And I put up with it to some extent. I try to be, a reasonable guy. I don't want to be someone who is throwing the ban hammer around all the time. I don't want to have people think that, oh, when you go to Phil's streams, there's way too much moderation. In fact, it's the control opposite. There's very little moderation on my streams or in my chat. The only real moderation that happens is these idiots who come in and make these fake accounts every day that are incredibly insulting names or doxing, which there's literally 50 of these a day. There's some no-life person who goes on Kick and makes like 50 accounts a day that are all awful. So the mods and I take care of them when we see them. They don't ever talk. They just show up and then we ban them before they even have a chance to try to, be toxic. But outside of that, very little moderation happens, despite what idiots say. So I'm very lax in that. And then I even get complaints sometimes. Why do you let the chat get out of hand? This is your business and you should be making sure that it's a place that everyone can chat and feel safe. And you're right. I get it. And there's not much I can do because I don't want to be a guy who sits around micromanaging everything and moderating constantly. I'd rather make content. I'd rather hang out with you guys and have a good time and play games than sit here and say, moderate. It's not worth my time, right? But if people are going to be toxic like this, right? If they're going to be stupid, if they're going to be insulting, if they're going to be jerks, and if they're going to outright break the rules and insult others like they're doing, they're not going to be in the chat, okay? Okay. Good. Okay. Someone tipped the book, says you could call the variety show DSP versus the world. I mean, I guess, but I don't think that the whole point of the show would be me taking on the world in a confrontational manner, right? I don't think so. But maybe I should call it that. I don't know. What do you guys think? I would love to hear your opinions. If we could brainstorm some stuff together of if I were to do a variety show, what would be a great name for it, right? We figure this out together. The podcast will always be the podcast, the level 1 podcast, that is. And I like doing this show in its current format. But I like having the show be like the start of the streams on my normal days. About an hour and a half of talking with you guys, covering topics. I don't want this to change. The variety show would be a lot of other style of content, you see. Maybe even covering things in depth. You know what we could do sometimes? React to stuff. I haven't done any reacting outside of game trailers and stuff in a while. Maybe people say, hey, Phil, I would like to react to this clip. All right, you know what? Let's do this on the show, right? There you go. Okay. All right. The tasteful truth. Phillips it. What? Oh, Phil flips it. Excuse me. Phil flips it. I read it wrong. Dark Side Chill. DSP's crowd control. DSP's main event. What's up, Game Boy? How you doing? DSP unplugged. What's up, King Michael? Huh. Oh my goodness. All right, so guys, sorry, yawn hit me there. All right, I think it's time to get to the portion of the show. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna go through nominations. All right, the nominations. So I'm taking a look here. 222 comments. Yeesh, that's a lot of comments, right? 222 comments were made in regards to nominating games for viewers' choice. Okay. Someone took $2 says, do you think Kick might not be contributing to the positive environment you want your streams to be? No, that's not true. I want you to understand something. It's never everyone. That's a gross misgeneralization. Okay. It's very simple. When I started streaming on Kick, we all know that the reason that I even gave Kick a chance or started streaming on Kick was because I was essentially egged on to do so by the Kino Casino. And I was skeptical about doing anything on Kick. I didn't really understand it at the time. But once I started looking into Kick and realizing, oh, it's pretty much just like Twitch, all right, that's when I started streaming there. And initially, the crowd that we had on Kick was very casino-oriented. It was regulars of Kino Casino who started watching me on Kick. And not only did they follow, but they started subbing and gifting subs and supporting that way, right? Now, a lot has changed since then. And a lot of the people who still watch me daily on Kick are kind of holdovers. They're still fans of the casino, but also they like to stick around here to keep an eye on things, some of them positively as real fans and some of them toxically and negatively. And to be honest, I don't really care why you're watching as long as you're abiding by the same rules as everybody else. We have rules that say you cannot insult the other viewers. You cannot be using toxic negative memes from detractors. These are rules that have always been in place. They're clear cut, they're clearly defined, and everyone can see them and everyone has to abide by them. No one is immune to the rules because this is how you maintain a positive community. If I just let anyone say and do whatever they want, you'll have people at each other's throats, constantly attacking each other, trolling nonsense. It won't be a safe environment and people won't like the streams. Okay? So I have put up with the holdovers and tried to be nice to them, despite the fact that I know that they're probably not my biggest fans. They're more fans of the casino. They still come up to my streams, they watch, and I appreciate that they're here. The engagement helps. It does, okay? But I cannot allow people to directly insult others. I cannot allow people to directly pass along these toxic memes. You honestly, I mean, let's be honest here. Do you really think that the vast majority of people who support my content are people on government pay? What are you even talking about? Are you implying that there are disabled people? Wow, that's a nice thing to say, right? Wow, that's really. And first off, even if some of them are, that's not my business. That's not your business. That's no one's business. If they like someone's content, they're well able to support whoever they want, however they want. And it's not your place to criticize, and it's not your place to try to deride or make fun of that. You're a sick individual and an online fucking bully. And the truth is, if we all looked at you, we'd probably laugh at you harder than you laugh at anyone else on the internet because you're probably a bigger loser. But no one does that. Instead, losers group together on the internet to try to bully others. And it's just not allowed in my content. It never has been, and it never will be. If you want to sit here and try to insult others, you're going to be gone. Sorry, that's just the way that it works at a place where it's not chaos and it's not complete toxicity and online bullying. Maybe you're used to that environment from places like Kino Casino and other places, but that's not what I perpetrate in my business and on my streams, okay? That's correct. King Ferb says, imagine if in real life someone tried to make fun of someone who was disabled in front of other people. Exactly. What would happen? You'd be called out and probably someone would beat your ass. But you do it online because you're a pussy. You understand? You're a coward. You're a wimp. You have a little dick. And that's why you act like that online. So I'm not going to protect people who act like that in my chat. In fact, I'll be the one to put my foot to your fucking ass and beat your ass for it. Okay? Deal with it. And if you don't like it, fuck you, because I don't like online bullies. Okay. What's going on, Jade? May the 4th be with you as well. Do you like the lightsaber battle going on behind me? That's what I've got. It's supposed to be a lightsaber battle light show, and also we got Star Wars text at the bottom. Okay. So, folks, let us now. And by the way, it's hilarious because now all those LARPer accounts on Kick are exposing themselves, which is hilarious. Now they're all angry because someone actually stepped to their online bullying and showed that they're pussies. So now they're all upset. Oh, fuck you. You're all sissies. Don't you get it? Literally every one of you is a miserable coward. People don't sit online and bully others unless they're pussies. It's that simple. If you have a life, if you have positivity, if you have confidence in yourself, you don't sit around bullying others all day. You go do positive things for yourself. It's only those who are the lowest of the low, the dregs, the leeches, the wretches, the bottom of the barrel, who have to sit there and look at others and basically make fun of them. Or else you're too busy with your own positive life. You don't give a fuck what other people are saying or doing. But again, you don't understand that because you are the losers here. Not me. Not the people who are sitting around being positive and enjoying the content. It's the dregs of society. See, I don't know about that. Jalen says call them incels. I don't know about that. I don't know anything about incel culture or anything like that. So I don't want to go that far. Because then you go that far, and the next thing you know, that would be a Minecraft moment for me where I misstep and I extend too far and I say things and I insult people who I don't even know. So I'm definitely not saying that. Okay. All right. So that's that. I'll just warn everyone over on Kick, if you're there to be toxic, you're not going to be there for long. Everyone has to abide by the same rules. I don't give a shit how much you cry, how many emotes of smoking Pepes you post in the chat like a 4-year-old. No one cares. Literally, no one gives a shit. Least of all me, and you won't be there for very long. Okay? All right. Let's get down to business. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, people have been posting up for about 2 weeks now games that they want to see me play during the upcoming Viewers' Choice event. Okay, so for the record, here we are. This is the post, which everyone reacted to for about 6 days. I think it was 6 straight days. Yeah, 5 days ago, but YouTube's always behind a day, so it's basically 6 days ago. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at all your posts. We're going to find the most nominated ones. We're going to basically put them all together. All right. And we're going to see what games it is that you guys are most interested in seeing me play. And then we're going to create a poll or series of polls that you guys will now be voting on for the next day or two. Jade, it's all good. It was good to see you, man. I'll see you when you come back when you're interested in a game I'm playing. All right. Thanks. By the way, I hope you have a good day. I hope you feel good. No sickness, right? Okay. So let's go ahead and sort by newest first, and we'll go all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so these will be the very first games that were nominated way down here. And what we'll do is, I think what we should do, any game that has 40 or more nominations, we're going to write down, but then we're going to see what the games are to make sure that they don't like violate the rules or that they're active and that they make sense to play, and then we'll figure out from there what's viable for the marathon and create a poll. All right. So Here we go. I already had the pad open. Where did I put it? Here it is. So we got Mountain Blade, Warband, or Bannerlord. I don't know anything about Mountain Blade, for the record. So we'll look into it. I don't know anything about it. Okay. Like I said, a game will probably need around 40 nominations to really be considered. So we have Duke Nukem Forever, which is hilarious. Duke Nukem Forever. I mean, I played it when it was brand new in 2011. I really don't think people are going to care about it in 2025. Caves of Cood. I never heard of this one. Don't know what that is. Counter-Strike 2, which I don't remember at all, but apparently I did play, people have told me. Class of '09. Okay. Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door remake. All right. Okay. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which seems to have an overwhelming number of votes. That by far, 315 votes is probably going to be the leader. Oh, let's see here. Paper Mario. So Paper Mario actually got nominated twice, and both times got over 50 nominations. So that's interesting. Berserker Kazan. All right. What the heck? Yik, a postmodern RPG? Never heard of that. All right. Really? Pokemon Showdown? Never heard of that. Dave the Diver. I know about Dave the Diver. I know what that is. Okay. Okay. Darkest Dungeon 2. We played Darkest Dungeon 1 many years ago. Okay. House Party. Crusader Kings 3. I don't know what that is. Oops. Hit the caps lock. Go. Chess again. I don't mind chess, but when I played chess, people said it was the most boring part of the last Viewer's Choice event. Like, I was enjoying it and I was getting into it, but people were outright telling me how boring it was. So I don't know if that really makes sense to do it again. Okay. Bayonetta 3. Here, I'm going to tell you right now, we're not playing Bayonetta 3. There's just no point. Unless it's like really cheap. I don't know how much it is, but I definitely don't want to buy a game like that I know I'm not going to play or enjoy. I don't like that style of game. That's why we didn't play Stellar Blade, right? All right, let's see here. Anything else above 40? Fear and Hunger 1 and 2. We already said I can't play that because sadly, you need multiple mods to even play it. Apparently it has extreme gore and sexual content. American Truck Simulator. Okay. All right. Now, pretty much nothing is getting 40 or more nominations at this point. WWE 2K25, I'm just going to veto that. What are we going to do in that? If I were to buy the game, what would we do? Sim matches? I don't have time to set up sim matches. The campaign, you play just for an hour? Doesn't even make sense. So I'm not doing that one. Lost Records Tape 2. Are you serious? You want to torture everyone? You want to torture everyone with Lost Records again? I mean, I have it. I could play it whenever I want. Finish a Five Nights at Freddy's game? All right. So we'll do... Because if you remember, we have... What was the ones that I liked? 1 and 4, was it? Yeah, either one I would like to continue there. Toasty Chestnuts, is there a reason why you're spamming that message in chat? You know I don't care. So if you keep spamming it, you're just gonna get moderated. And I don't care, man. Like you just stop unless you want to get moderated. I'm trying to be nice. Persona 3 Portable has 40 likes, does it? Fallout 2, I guess we're getting to these. Fallout 2. GTA 5 Online. I don't even think I have a current copy of GTA 5, do I? What did I play it on? I don't remember what I played it on when I played it like a couple years ago. Let's see. Let's see. Nothing above 40 here. Nope. These are all like around in the 20s. Nope. Everything's in the 20s now. Here's well, here you go. You have a Cowboy fan. Here's the ones that you nominated. Sadly, only 3 thumbs up. What did people reply? They didn't really seem to get many thumbs up. Persona 3 Portable's on there with 40. Okay. Let's see. Else? Doesn't look like it. Looks like these are all late. Yeah. Okay. So basically, this is what we're looking at. All right. How many games do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 22 games is just too many. So what we might have to do is go through a second time, and now we have to actually count the actual number of nominations to narrow this down even further. Okay. Let's see. Well, actually, you know what? Before we do this, let's see. Some of these games, I don't know what they are. What the? There we go. What the heck is this? What kind of game is this? Looks like an Atari game. A science fantasy roguelike epic steeped in retrofuturism, deep simulation, and swaths of sentient plants. What the heck? What is this game? It doesn't look like. Oh no, it looks like everyone's actually played it and reviewed it pretty positively. 30 wow. $30 for a game that looks like that? It's got to be good then. Because who would pay $30 for like a text-based game that could have come out in the 1980s, right? Hmm. Well, it'll remain a possibility. There's nothing wrong with that. What is Class of '09? What happened? I typed in Class of '09. What? Oh, Class of '89. No, '09. What the hell is this? Look. The Rejection Sim returns. Explore a slice of chaotic light in the late 2000s American high school as you assume the role of Nicole once again. Create mass chaos in the lives of your potential suitors. So basically, a bunch of simps like try to hit on you and you just keep turning them down or something. What? uh It's a giantess fetish, a woman so tall she can't even see those minute details about me, like how I can't tie my shoes. Oh my god. I feel like this game could be hilarious. What? A bottle of pills? That's kind of fucked up. He's wearing an original Xbox t-shirt. I don't know. Is this supposed to be like an AOL shirt or something? Overwhelmingly positive. It's from 2021. It's not a dating sim, it's a rejection sim. You just reject everyone. A social simulation fit for sociopaths. I mean, it's only $10 and it might be funny to mess around with. I don't really realistically see this being like a long-term thing, but it could be pretty funny. It could be pretty funny if it's just like making fun of losers the whole game or something. I don't know. All right, as a one-off, it might actually work. Paper Mario, we know what that is. Great. Kingdom Come, we know. Berserker Kazan, we know. What is Yik, a postmodern RPG? From 2019. What's going on? Why does it look so weird? It looks like Persona, but with really bad graphics, like choppy animation. Oh, God, it bothers my eyes. Why'd they make it look like this? Oh, it actually, like, the colors give me a headache. Oh, it's even worse. Like, even if the game is good, they made the art style so annoying. Ah! I can't look at it. It bothers me. What were they thinking with this color? Just look at this screen. Ah. I might have to veto this game just on the fact that I can't even watch it. Like, it actually hurts my eyes. And to be honest, it's gonna be a turn-based RPG, so I don't know how well this would do during a marathon. You know what I mean? It really does. The visual style really does bother me. The gameplay looks like I would like it. Like, the gameplay looks like it's Persona, so I probably would like the gameplay, but the art style is annoying. What do you guys think? It reminds you of Daft Punk Stronger? See, I never followed Daft Punk or anything like that. Yeah, Syndicate looks like it's a fever dream. Ugh. I don't know. I guess I'll keep it in, but it really bothers me, like the visuals. Pokemon Showdown, someone said that was a free game. If it's free, I don't know about that, right? It's not on here, right? I'm not gonna be getting games that you gotta download from some third-party site that might have a fucking virus and shit in them. I want games you can buy. All right. I think I'm gonna have to eliminate Pokemon Showdown. I know what Dave the Diver is. I know what Darkest Dungeon 2 is. What is House Party? House Party. Oh God, look. Well, look, they just doxed my date of birth. That's great. But if it needs my date of birth, that's not a good sign. Oh, strong sexual content, nudity, drugs and alcohol. Oh, this sounds right up our alley for something that I could stream on YouTube. It's from 2022. An edgy comedy adventure. Every decision changes your story. Oh God, look at this. This looks shitty. Ugh. What the fuck? That kicks your ass? You get electrocuted? Oh God, beer. Oh God. Okay, that's enough. No, we're not doing house party. We're not doing house party. Like I said, we gotta play stuff that's like YouTube friendly, especially if it has nudity and stuff. We can't be messing with that. All right. Crusader Kings 3. Oh, there it is. Looks like Risk. It does look like Risk. It looks like Risk, but dude, this looks like it would be super boring. Like, super duper fucking boring, dude. I have zero interest. Zero. That looks so boring to me. And quite frankly, again, we've played chess. I enjoyed playing it, but everyone told me it was the most boring part of the marathon. So I think I'm going to veto chess. And I'm also going to veto Bayonetta 3. Okay? Because I'm just not interested in it. It's exactly the same as Stellar Blade kind of a deal. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be boring. What's American Truck Simulator? From 2016. It's just a truck.
6 a.m. Leaving home. You know, I love this feeling. Smell of the road in the morning. Color of the dust cloud behind my trail.
Is all you do drive a truck? Is that literally the whole game, just driving a truck? Is that it? I mean, they have a demo too, so I could probably just play the demo. But it just seems like it would be so boring. You just jump in a truck and you deliver cargo. Like, here's what okay. All right, let me be transparent with you guys, all right? I understand sim games, okay, when they aren't actually just a plain sim. Like, for example, Power Wash Simulator is fun because not only is it kind of cathartic and relaxing to clean things with a power washer, but also it's got some quirky stuff. It's got a story. It's got interesting stuff going on, right? The reason that Power Wash Simulator is good is because it's a fantasy setting plus it's you doing something relaxing in a simulation setting. If you're just simulating something that is actually like a job, why is that? Why would you want to do that? Why don't you just go do the job and get paid for it? Like, if this game is literally simulating how to drive a truck and deliver cargo, why don't you just go do that and receive a paycheck for it? That was what gets me about these simulation games sometimes. When they're so serious of a simulator, I don't get it. How is that fun? If it were fun, why would it be a job that you get paid for? The whole idea of work is that it's probably something that's arduous, time-consuming, possibly physically challenging, mentally challenging, emotionally challenging, right? It drains you, but because you're doing this work, you're getting paid for it, and you make a living, right? Why would you pay money to buy a simulator game to do work that you don't get paid for? I don't understand it. I don't get it. Anyway, I don't know. I think this would be boring as dirt. No? Again, I'm not against it. There's a demo that we could try, but I feel like this would be super boring. Just driving a truck around delivering cargo? What's the point? I guess I'll leave it in there for now. Again, I think we're going to have to do, even narrowing this down, we have so many games that we're probably going to have to, we're probably going to still have to narrow it down further. Okay. So Lost Records Tape 2, I mean, I have the game. We could just download the next part of it and play it. If you guys really want me to play it for an hour, I think people are going to cry because the game is so bad, right? Five Nights at Freddy's, we could do either one. Fallout 2, is that on here? It is. So let me ask this. All right, if I were to get Fallout 2, is it reasonable to play it for an hour and enjoy it? Or is it the kind of game that you really got to immerse yourself in and learn, you know, at a level where you want to learn all the systems and everything? Or can I just casually play it for like an hour I mean, this might be fascinating just to see the origins of Fallout and where it came from. Oh, really? I'm being told this actually is on PC Game Pass right now. You're right. Maybe it'll be fascinating just to test it and see what it is. All right, we'll leave that on there then. GTA 5 Online, I don't think we're going to do. Reason being, number one, I'm not going to buy GTA 5 on PC. I think I have it on PlayStation. All right. But number two, I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything in an hour. Like, I'm just going to jump in and drive around. People are going to be following me and trying to harass me and stuff. I don't see it being anything feasible. And plus, I'm not going to play GTA Online as a long-term playthrough. You know, the idea is when I'm playing these games that hopefully one or more of them will actually become future playthroughs. By the way, Duke Nukem Forever. That's not on here, is it? No. Damn, it's still 20 bucks. That's surprising. It's still 20 bucks after all this time. I own it because I played it before. Yep. I could actually just download it again. What's funny is it's mostly positive reviews and everything, but everyone just dumped on it when it first came out. Said it was bad. Okay. All right. So we've narrowed it down to how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We really need to narrow it down to around 10. We have to narrow it down to like 10 so we could do 2 polls that you guys can vote on for the next day or two. Okay. By the way, I received a $2 tip. Let's see. I'm just going to ignore this idiot. Okay. So, I guess what we need to do, all right, we need to take a look now at each of these and see how many nominations each one had. Okay. So Mountain Blade had 100. We have to basically write down the amount each one had. Duke Nukem Forever had 46. What's going on? It wouldn't pop up. Weird. Okay. Caves of Cood or Cued has 41. Counter-Strike 2 has 137. Why? Why does Counter-Strike 2 have 137? That is so odd. Okay. Class of 09 has 72. Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door remake has 66. Oh, there was a second one. And 54. So it actually has 120. Kingdom Come Deliverance has a whopping 315 nominations. Holy crap. Okay. Let's see here. What's next? Berserker Kazan. Where the fuck is it? How did I miss it? Where's Berserker Kazan? There it is. 63. Okay. Yika Postmodern RPG has 43. Dave the Diver has 62. All right, this is starting to get somewhere now. As you can see, basically what we've got is like 60 and above. Darkest Dungeon 2, 45. American Truck Simulator. Where is it? 81? Good Lord. Okay. Lost records tape. Excuse me. Lost records tape 2. Got a tickle in my throat. I don't see it. Oh, God. 182? You people are sick and demented. 182 nominations. Five Nights at Freddy's had 47. Fallout 2 had 43. And Persona 3 Portable, I think, had exactly 40, right? We saw that. All right. Well, guys, I mean, I think the only fair way to do this, we got to eliminate anything with only 40. So we got to eliminate these bottom 3 here. We got to eliminate Darkest Dungeon 2. We got to eliminate Yick. We got to eliminate Caves of Kood and Duke Nukem Forever. There you go. So eliminating basically anything above 40, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 9. There you go. We've done it. And again, this was fair. We narrowed it down per your nominations, things that would make sense for a marathon, things that are allowed on YouTube. You know, we're trying to do fair stuff. Okay. So, all right. So this is going to be the games that you guys are going to vote on. The only problem is I can't put all of these into one poll. Okay. They don't allow that. So I'd have to do 2 polls. One has like 5 and one will have like 4. Let's see how we can do this. We have 281 people watching. Wow. Well, thanks. 281 people who are watching on YouTube. How many we got watching on Kick? The usual. Oh, 80. We have more than usual. Well, welcome. I don't know why we have so many viewers, but awesome. Okay. So, let's go ahead. We're going to have to, sadly, we have to do 2 polls. Oh, I'm not logged in. Ugh, I hate the system. Okay, hold on. Hold on I have 2 things I have to do quickly. First, I have to do this. Just to make sure that we don't get an echo today. Do this. Okay. And then I have to do this because I have to log out and log back in. Give me a second. Okay. My mouse is giving me problems. There we are. Okay. So, we have to do 2 polls. I can't type. Okay. So, text poll. I can only do 4? Oh, no. This sucks. All right, guys. We got to eliminate 1 more. We have to eliminate 1 more game because we need 8. All right. We're going to go as fair as humanly possible. How do you eliminate? By the one that has the least amount of votes. Dave the Diver. There you go. Okay. So we got to do 2 polls. Okay. Two polls here. 1 for 4 and 1 for 4. Okay. So First poll. And by the way, you can vote for more than one option, I believe, correct? Or can you not? I don't know how this works. Let's just do... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Mountain Blade, Warband, or Bannerlord? We got to figure out which one. Is it Warblade or is it Bannerlord? Whoa. Warband is 20. Wait, there's 3? Oh my god, this is confusing. There's a lot. There's regular Mountain Blade from 2008. Bannerlord... 2 Bannerlord is from 2022. That's the latest one. The problem is it's really expensive. Like, it's $50 for a game that I don't know if I'm going to like. There's not even a demo. That sucks. It's so expensive. 3 years it's been out and it's still $50. That's stupid too. That's a ripoff. Check a Game Pass. All right. Yeah, just to be fair, let's do that. I don't think it's on there though. Nope. Oh, wait. Nice. Wow, what a great call. It's actually on Game Pass. Sweet. All right, so Bannerlord it is. On Game Pass. That was a great call. All right. So. Okay. Counter-Strike 2. Class of 09. And Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door remake. Okay, so this is poll number 1. And now we got to do second poll. Okay. So here we have Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Berserker Kazan. American Truck Simulator. And Lost Records Tape 2. What I will say is the best part about this, the best part about this is that the vast majority of these I've never played. I have played Lost Records Tape 1, but outside of that, if you take a look at both these polls, I've never played Mountain Blade. I never played Class of 09. I've only played this when it was new on the GameCube and never got to play it again. I did play Counter-Strike 2 for a few hours. All right. But a lot of these games are games like Kingdom Come Deliverance, Berserker Kazan. These are games you've told me to play and I never did. So there you go, folks. It's live right now. The 2 polls to vote on for viewer's choice. Basically, the way we're going to do it is very simple. The games that have the most votes will be played, and we'll go from there. So top 4 games will absolutely play, and then if we need backups, we'll go to the other games. Like, let's say, for example, we start playing American Truck Simulator, and it's so boring, we all agree to move on within, like, 20 minutes, right? Then it's good to have backups. So that's why it's good that there's 8 games here in the running. This will give us the opportunity to have backups and other things to fall upon if it doesn't work out. Okay? All right. So there you go. Please vote. And let's see how it goes. They're right here on the posts tab of DSP Gaming, as you can see. And you can get to that right now. You can begin voting on those games. And I would say get to it because, like I said, we only need 5 more goals hit in order for this to begin. We could do it as early as tomorrow. So we need you guys to vote, okay? All right. Let's do some shout outs. I got a $2 tip. Pokemon Showdown was a browser game, kind of like chess was. You get to make your own team of whatever Pokemon you want to use and give them a moveset. You should check it out at least to see what it looks like. Maybe I will eventually. The The good news is it didn't affect the poll because it only had 40 nominations, so it actually wouldn't have made the final cut anyway. But I appreciate you giving me some more information about it. Thank you. Excuse me. Okay. The Dark Side Child returns to the buck, basically saying, did the comments matter? Basically, it was upvotes and posts. I'm sure people commented on it too, but it's upvotes and posts. And as you saw, we did it very fairly. I did have to eliminate a few games, but for the most part, every game that had the most nominations got in there. And I'm very sorry if something didn't get there. But now the polls are there. Please vote if you haven't yet. I'm sure you haven't because we just made them. Okay. And someone took $2 and said, well, Dave the Diver had 2 comments. It did. Well, if it did, that sucks because I already made the polls. I can't really fix it now. Well, shit. Too bad. Maybe next time. I don't know what else to say. How do I fix that now? We already made the polls. People are voting. I'm not going to change it now. Right? Okay. Let's see. Someone took $2 says Kingdom Come 2 is one of my favorite games for the past decade. No exaggeration. I took my time. I played it for 130 hours. Well, that's why I'm willing to give it a chance. I am, even though so many people have told me about it, and I was like, nah, I don't want to play it. This is your opportunity to get me to check out a game that I normally wouldn't have played because I didn't have interest. Maybe you guys can convince me otherwise. If you voted up for this marathon and we play it, maybe I'll like it. And maybe eventually I will want to do a playthrough of it. All right? Maybe I am just a stupid, ignorant idiot. It's happened before. It'll probably happen again. How much is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, by the way? Is it on Game Pass? Only Kingdom Come 1 is. 2 isn't on there, huh? No. Okay. How much is it on Steam? $60. $60. 60 dollars, 60 dinero, 60. Well, it would be like 4,000 pesos. Yikes. If I buy this game and I don't like it, I'm going to be very upset. We'll see. Let's see what you guys vote for. I have no clue what you guys are going to vote for. You very well may not vote for it. Even though it got nominated, you might not vote for it. You never know what's going to happen. We've already got over 180 votes on each poll, FYI. What sucks is in order to see poll progress, apparently I have to vote, but I don't want to vote. That might skew the polling. I can't see the results unless I vote. All right, how about I will vote. All right, how about this? I'll vote. So if I were to vote on if I either wanted to play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Berserker Kazan, American Truck Simulator, or Lost Records Tape 2, well, this is the absolute last game I would ever want to play in history. Oh, wait. No, wait. No, I voted by accident. Oh, no. I voted on Lost Records Tape 2 by accident. Can I undo my vote? Oh, I can undo my vote. Okay. Phew. Oh. 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 I almost made an oopsie poopsie right there. That would have been a bad one. Okay, so I can see the results and then undo my vote. Okay, there we go. So right now, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is winning the first poll there. Okay. What's winning? Because I was gonna say if I were gonna vote here, I would have either voted for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 or Berserker Kazan. And I'm kind of undecided between the two. Like either one are games you guys wanted me to play and I skipped. Here, I would vote for Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. For sure, I would vote for that. Because that's one that I played back in the day on GameCube. I absolutely loved it, but I never got to finish it. When the remake came out, I wanted to play it, but then I was so busy with other stuff and we never got. Definitely that's what I would vote for there. So, okay. So vote, guys. Here, I'm going to unvote so that way it doesn't affect things. Vote, and let's see what you vote on. We'll track this the next day or two. And guys, now that you know what games are in the running, I'm sure out of those games, there's got to be at least one or two games you guys absolutely want to see me play, right? Let's hit the goals right now. Let's get our first super chat of the day. Let's get our first member of the day. Let's get some more subs over on Kick, and let's get a big, fat, juicy tip. Let's get some goals hit. Let's hit the goal right now by the end of this podcast. So that way we can continue with Expedition 33 and go for a second goal. Because think of it this way. If we do that, maybe we could have this marathon on Tuesday. Hell, if we get enough rallying, maybe we could do the marathon tomorrow. I don't think we will, but it would be great if we did. Come on. Clyde Baxter says, I'm voting class of 09 and lost records. Okay, I'm going to ban you right now. And permanently banned. There you go. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, Toasty, I already warned you once to stop spamming. I'll warn you one final time. Stop spamming. All right, that's your final warning. I'm trying to be fair with you. Soup Doop has gifted a sub over on Kick. Thank you, Soup Doop. I appreciate the support. So with that, we're up to 47, guys. We're almost a third of the way. Let's get to 50 right now. Come on, who's going to do a $3 tip or super chat? Let's get, or one membership would get us there. Let's get to 50 right now. Immediately, let's cinch it. Boom, 50. Come on. Let's do it. Dark Maggot gifted a membership, our first membership of the day. We did it. We're at 50 right now. Thank you, Dark Maggot. What the hell? Where did that come from? There we go. We're a third of the way to the goal. Now, who's going to drop 10 subs to get us to 2/3 of the way to the goal? Come on. How about a nice $50 super chat? That'd be beautiful. Okay. Yes, everyone vote. Everyone vote on what games you want to see for viewers' choice. You have today and probably tomorrow. I'm thinking this may happen on Tuesday. It might happen on Wednesday as well, but it could happen on Tuesday. All right, so Toasty Chestnuts, now you get a timeout. And now if you do it again, you get a ban. I mean, you got to follow the rules. You're still not following them. I don't know what your problem is. Like you got a condition or something. Okay, I received a $2 tip. No be gone foul demon. What does that mean? No be gone foul demon. What are you talking about? I don't know. I really don't know what that's a reference to, but thanks for the $2 tip. So now we're at 52 and climbing. Thank you, guys. Game Boy, I still have not seen the Borderlands 4 stuff. I haven't had a chance. I knew that we wanted to do this today because of the amount of support we got yesterday. I knew with the rate that we're getting support that we're probably doing this marathon soon, so we had to get this pull up today, okay? I want to look at the Borderlands 4 stuff. I still haven't had a chance. Yes, that's correct. The leaderboard is Star Wars font today. Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. Very good. How much do I expect next generation systems to cost? I don't know. It really depends on so many different factors. Right now, we have things going crazy tumultuously with government and politics. Like, who knows? If these tariffs and tariff wars keep getting worse and heating up, they could cost $1,000 each. You know, we don't know. Soup Dupe wants Bannerlord votes. Soup Dupe wants people to vote on what's it called? Mountain Blade Bannerlords. Excuse me. I don't know. I think no matter what, they will be the most expensive consoles ever. I believe that. I think we're going the way of more expensive rather than less expensive. So I truly believe that the next gen of consoles will be the most expensive ever done. Dark Magus says Borderlands 4 just looks like another game. Nothing I saw made me super excited about it. Borderlands 3 lowered my liking for the franchise. I didn't like Borderlands 3. I got it and did a playthrough. I was bored. I got so bored with it. I just didn't find anything really appealing or interesting about it. So, no, I was not ever really obsessed with getting platinum trophies on PlayStation. I wasn't an achievement hunter really on Xbox either. It just wasn't a big deal to me. It's funny because I was a full-time YouTuber. I basically had way more like gamer points than most people. And that whole first console gen of Xbox 360, PS3, and Wii that I covered as a YouTuber, I mostly played Xbox 360. So I had a ridiculous amount of points on Xbox Live. I didn't have that many platinums. Early on, I think I only had a few. And even today, you know, I play a game on PlayStation. Very rarely would I go for the platinum, you know? No, there were no trophies given out for my Evo placement. Back then, everything was very grassroots. No one really had things. There were no title belts. There were no trophies. I mean, shit, there was barely a reward if you won. You would win Evo. They'd be like, here's $500. Oh, thanks. Wow. Not even enough to pay for my hotel room. Thanks a lot. What was my favorite Borderlands game? Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2 was the best. It was definitely better than 1, but it didn't get so grindy and repetitive that it was boring like 3. So I think Borderlands 2 is the best one. Yeah. 2 added a whole bunch of improvements from 1. One was fun, but only co-op. If you tried to play 1 solo, it felt like a big grinding slog, and it was really hard to beat by yourself. 2, they made it viable to play either co-op or by yourself. They added a bunch of new game mechanics and improvements to everything that were just much better. But 3 felt like more of the same. Like 3 felt like they had no new ideas, so they just made the same game again. It didn't feel that good at all. It was very boring. Excuse me. All right, guys. So last chance. If you have a few things you'd like to talk about, tag me in the chat. Let's do a little bit more Q&A to end the show. Then I'll go on a quick break, and then we got to get ready. More Clear Obscure. All right? I'm excited. Like I said, we're in the midst of a big story segment. So I'm curious to see how it goes, where the story advances, etc. It should be a great show today. Okay. I should put my silver play button in the streaming background. It's on my wall hanging right here. I could, if I ever wanted to, I could put it in the background. I just don't think it's a very big a deal. Like, 100,000 subs is like nothing on YouTube. Seriously, I mean it too. Like, it's nothing of significance anymore. There's people who barely post and get 100,000 subs just because they have a few videos that hit the algorithm. You know, it's just not that big of an accomplishment. Habib, thank you so much. A $2 super chat. He says, happy May the 4th be with you. May the 4th be with you as well. Hope you guys have enjoyed the lightsaber show behind me today. I got a $2 tip. This person says, if you have 8 hours, you can play all the games for an hour. That'd be fun. Polling seems tight. There's no runaway right now. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. When I do a marathon, we all know we're going to start up the marathon hanging out, talking, me having a few drinks, right? Doing some Q&A and stuff, hitting goals and whatever. Then we'll probably do a poll for the first game, play it for about an hour. Some of the games, here's what's going to happen, like always. Some of the games we're going to like more and I'm going to play longer. Some of the games are probably not going to be so good and be boring and we're not going to play them for as long. That happens every marathon I've ever done. Okay? So there's potential, if a lot of the games are not so good, that we'll zip through a bunch, okay? And we'll play a ton. And there's other potential that maybe some of them will like a lot, we'll play longer, and then we won't get through as many. You know, it all depends. So I guess we'll see. But 8 is a tall order because there's segments in there, for example, I'm going to eat at some point, right? We're going to hang out and talk, do some Q&A. You know, it's not going to just be me playing games. So because of that, usually I get through around, 4 games per marathon. You know, we've had more than that before. We'll see. I have the original 100K sub plaque because I had it back when it was actually an accomplishment. Like, no lie, back then to get 100K subs was a big deal. It was very hard back in the day to get 100K subs on YouTube. Now it's like instant. I mean, just overall, YouTube has so many more users now that if you have a video that goes viral in the algorithm, you're probably going to get like 100K subs. You know, you're just going to get it. Back then, it was like you had to bust your ass to get 100K subs on YouTube. So I have the legacy button that they don't make anymore. Yeah, I don't care that Toasty Chestnuts is upset that DJ Trump and Pot of Avarice is banned on Kick. I don't give a shit. Again, everyone must abide by the rules. It doesn't matter who you're friends with. It doesn't matter if you're in a good old boys club. It doesn't matter if everyone does the smoking Pepe emotes in chat. You must follow the rules. Sorry. And they've had multiple chances. Both of them have been banned before. They've been warned. They come back, and then they act like assholes again. I don't give a shit. Well, that's hilariously true, James. He says subs don't really mean anything. Boogie has like 6 million subs still, but he gets 5,000 views a video. It's ridiculous. Like, for example, when I was at the height of my popularity on YouTube, which was, 12, 13 years ago, okay? I only had about 130,000 subscribers, okay? I was bringing in over 10 million views a month. Now I don't even get 1 million views. I was bringing in over 10 million views a month on DSPGaming with only 100,000 subscribers. Why? Because no one wanted to subscribe to the channel because the YouTube system sucked and people loved the amount that I uploaded but didn't want their entire sub box flooded with just my content. So if they subbed to the channel, all of a sudden in a day, they'd see 20, 30 gameplay videos in their sub box. They'd see nothing else. So no one subscribed, but everyone would still watch the videos and I would get insane amounts of views, So even back in the day when YouTube only wanted to talk about subs didn't actually matter, but YouTube never knew anything about how to actually track anything on their site. They were morons. They were trying to use metrics like it was a TV station. Then they tried to use metrics of engagement that didn't make sense. They never knew shit about what was actually popular. They're just a bunch of fucking book smart nerds. They don't understand the street smarts of YouTube and what actually brings butts to seats or anything. They just follow along this dumb shit that some nerd told them. And they don't even understand why things get popular on their site. If they actually had a way to make it so that inboxes wouldn't have been flooded, I would have had millions of subscribers on YouTube back in the day. Millions. Because that many people were watching my content. But no one wanted to subscribe because they didn't want their inbox flooded. So, what are you going to do? No, I wouldn't have lost them all because that's the funny part is when on YouTube, people sub and they never unsub unless they have a reason to. No one ever had an actual reason to mass unsub for me at all. It never happened. I've never had a movement where there was a mass unsub on any of my content. Never happened at all. It was always sub, and then it kind of goes stagnant. No one pays attention anymore. But there was never this guy, cancel Phil, mass unsub from him. That never happened. In fact, the times when you think that might have happened, for example, the incident and shit like that, no, that gave me a spike. I actually got a spike of attention during the most embarrassing times. Yeah, I did hear about Star Wars Zero Company. It's Star Wars XCOM, basically, right? Yeah, I heard about it. I'm not too, crazy for it. XCOM games, they're all right. I liked playing XCOM back in the day, but they're not great streaming games. They get very boring after a while. It's very grindy. All right, guys, are we good? Nothing else to talk about? I want to say thanks for the early support. Thanks for nominating so many games for the Viewer's Choice event. I appreciate that very much. Now, get to voting because you basically have today and probably tomorrow. I figure you got 2 solid days to vote. I mean, that could change if we get insane support, but you got a couple of solid days to vote on this thing. And let's see what you want, and we'll go from there. All right, thank you all. Cool. Great show today. I hope that you all enjoyed. Tomorrow, I'll be covering any game news that happens. I'll be telling you. I'll probably do like an early results of the poll. We'll see how the polling is going for Viewer's Choice. In addition to that, I'm sure I'll be talking about how the games went today and more. All right, guys. So thank you so very much for a great episode. I will see you all on Monday. Peace out.